All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword on Monday, the 24th of November, set by Pascal. I don't associate Don Pascal with Mondays, but maybe he will be gentle today. Anyway, let's have our cryptic clue of the day first. I left you on Friday with note from nervous leader at whitehouse.gov, say, with article enclosed. Well, it's a type of musical note, can be a natural. Nervous leader, the first letter of nervous, N. The at, you have to write out AT. And whitehouse.gov, say, it's an example of a URL. And you have to enclose an article, the word A, inside of that. Well done to Troublesome Birdsong and everyone else who got that one. Today, conclusion of Parasite, Barbie, and Dune. 6 letters, conclusion of Parasite, Barbie, and Dune. 6 letters, begins with F. All right, let's see what the Don has. My keyboard isn't working. All right, Penny, maybe, hugs American relative. Well, a 6-letter relative, I would have to get this one. Cousin, coin is an example of a penny. Hugs US for American. What's the point when the author has finished a bit of writing? Ooh. What's the point? Oh, a full stop. Ah, that's very clever. What do you call the little point at the end of a sentence? A full stop. That's a good one. Make fun of conclusive act. Ooh, I think you can wind someone up, wind up. And I think too, like you might wind up a company. I think that's right. Maybe some other word would fit. Battles may be reported in this combination of words. All right, I think it's going to be, yes, a homophone for battles. Well, I just thought, what would you call a combination of words smaller than a sentence? Might be a phrase, which sounds like F-R-A-Y-S. King having a hot rum poured out in African city. Could be a king. Charles is too short, but I think it's going to be an African city. The king might be CR, and it has a hot. Well, that H is probably the hot. Or maybe it is a king beginning with AH. Oh no, king is K from chess notation. And then a hot rum is poured out or anagrammed. Ooh, that's a tricky one. And that gives us Khartoum. Mum with nothing looking down on a foreign capital. I think it's going to be another city. Mum might be Ma with nothing. Could be an O. Or nil. Oh yeah, I think it is nil. Looking down on A. Yeah, I think Manila is one of those words I misspell, but I'm thinking it is Manila. All right, Jack was ill, stuck in prison. I'm wondering about... yes, sorry, Jack can be J from playing cards. And if you were ill, you ailed. and stuck in prison, jailed. I thought it was going to be word placement, putting something inside a word for prison, but not this time. Upright vicar let rip. That's great. I'm wondering, because we do have an I and an R, could rip be an anagram indicator for vicar let? Oh yeah, we do have the word vertical anagrammed there. Yeah, I'm not sure about rip as an anagram, but I suppose if you rip it up, you might reassemble the letters. All right, a bit cracked in more ways than one. Ooh, the question mark. There's something sneaky going on here. Yeah, so I think just like cracked can mean literally cracked, but also maybe a little mad, crazed. Yeah, I think if you like shatter tile or something, you get a crazed effect, and obviously crazed can also mean a little crazy. Messages that could bring a smile. All right, could bring, here again is another funny anagram indicator, but I think it's going to be emails. Funny to see it hyphenated. Ooh, let's try maiden possibly. Well, I did see some of the Ashes. I only watched the 10-minute highlight version. But of course, a maiden possibly might be an over. Former lover could be an ex. Quoted as being too emotional. If you quoted someone, you cited them, and so we get overexcited. Touched material, that's a nice straightforward double definition. If you touch something, you might have felt it, and felt is a material. Fellow in Bible story, not doomed to punishment. Ooh, I'm wondering if the Bible story, I thought of a parable that goes around the outside, and a fellow of a college might be a don, and that makes pardonable. Rough map pirate unfolded, containing old symbol for treasure location. Ooh, well, we have an X, so I think an old symbol for treasure location would be that the X marks the spot. So then unless old symbol for treasure, no, I think the location has to go with the X. So then I think I'm thinking rough, as in roughly speaking, might be, how about two P's? Approximate. So map pirate is unfolded or anagrammed, and it's given O for old and that X. That's a nice clue. Someone having accommodation in desert after wandering. Okay, wandering is a more straightforward anagram indicator of in desert, and that gives us a resident. Meat cooked repeatedly for fellow in the side. Oh, that's a nice one. Cooking is definitely an anagram indicator. So we anagram meat twice and we get teammate. Fiery striker in games given sign of approval. I think the given sign of approval means we're going to put a sign of approval at the end of it. So I think fiery, maybe? Oh, how about a fiery striker? That's a very cryptic definition. That might be a matchstick. So game is a match. Oh, and it's game apostrophe S, so match S, and a sign of approval. I should have thought of a tick. Neighbor, a target of ridicule we hear. All right, I think another homophone. Neighbor is the straight definition, I think. And then a target of ridicule. I'm going to pause and sip my afternoon coffee and think about that one. Ah, yes, I thought of it as finally neighboring as a verb. If one thing neighbors another, it abuts it. So A is A, and target of ridicule might be the butt of the joke, which I think is two T's, and that's why we have we here to get a homophone. Litter in distant line of terraced houses. Ooh. Distant line could be far plus L, and we'd only have two letters for litter then, though, to make terraced houses. No, not seeing it. The case of an archer making one tremble. The case can refer to the outer letters. An archer making one tremble. No. Oh, could it be literally the case that an archer has, yes, a quiver, and which has the other meaning of tremble. Mammals, one's hidden in garments. So I think we're going to, we're going to hidden I for one inside of coats and get coatis. Catherine engages artist in contact sport. Well, Catherine, might be Kate, and engages a Royal Academician, a member of the RA, and that gives us karate, or karate if you prefer. Material, to fade behind church instrument. Well, a church instrument you would think would be an organ, but I think maybe we break it. Maybe it's an instrument. Church can be CH. Could it be behind the CH we have material to fade? Or maybe it's a Yoda type clue where behind church you put an instrument and that gives a material. What's the fading though? Oh, maybe to fade behind. No, not getting it. Get rid of, well, surely remove. This writer going the wrong way in ramble. Well, if you ramble, you might rove. And this writer is me going the wrong way, reversed inside it. Sound of horse, for what reason, outside pub? Well, for what reason is why. That goes outside and in to give a whinny. Old coin say, with head of Rex or Regina. Yeah, don't, head of Rex. Well, I'm wondering about the Regina at the end being a queen and possibly being ER, the late queen. Ooh, Rex could be a dog's name, but I think it might be one of these old coins. But why say? Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not going to get any more letters for this one. Dear, oh dear. All right, well, despite my trepidations and a slow start, that went fairly quickly. Let's try the litter. Yes, I think a litter of pigs, is it? Is called a farrow or. Anyway, distant is far, and a line of terraced houses would be called a row. All right, I just have my material and my old coin. Oh, there is what brocade, but it's not that. Yeah, what's going to come between the R? Oh, it could be Orna, Erna, but then it could also be REA, but then we have another thing before the D. Oh, material, of course, could mean important, germane, to fade behind, church instrument. All right, it's not CH anyway. Church can be CE, but I can't think of how a word would end DCE. All right, I'm going to pause, sip my coffee, what remains of it, and ponder these two. Yeah, I've just thought of the organ again, and of course that it begins with organ, and I'm sure I've heard of this material organdy. I wouldn't have known how to spell it, but to fade is to die, goes behind the organ to give organdy. All right, I want this to be something like stator. But now I'm wondering about head of Rex being that final R. And so maybe it is it someone called Regina? R, an old queen? So old coin, I mean, old could be O, and then something for coin, say, with the head of Rex. And it's going to be Regina. All right, let me pause again and ponder this one. I'm not coming up with anything for this, so I started to doubt the crossers, but I mean, that has to be karate with RA inside of Kate. That has to be fellow on the side, teammate, 2 anagrams of meat. And unless there's, that has to be quiver. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm going to go with something like stator. I don't know. Maybe it's an old name for a coin. Anyway, let's go ahead and check all. It is right, but I've no idea what it means or why it's right. Oh no, I do get the wordplay now. To say is to state. And head of Rex, R Regina, is just a fancy way to give us the letter R, which makes for a nicer surface reading. All right, let's go over to 15 squared and just check that one out. All right, the blog is by Lunapic, a Monday puzzle from the Don himself. Pleasure to get to solve a Pascal on a Monday, definitely on the easier side. Ooh, Stater may have given some solvers pause, but it's very clear from the wordplay. Yeah, I think once I wrote it in, I saw it. It was another pangram. Ah, wonderful. All right, I think I followed everything except for, yeah, apparently a stater is an old coin, and state with the R, clever. Yeah, and full stop was a great clue. Yeah, one of Pascal's easier, not that difficult, but not really not worth the time on a busy Monday. Well, we're very sorry, Erwin, that we took up your busy time, your valuable time on this Monday. Some people are never happy. Anyway, there was a lot happening in the clue for overexcited. Enjoyable, but over too soon for me. Many thanks. Quick finish. Yeah, I thought that was a very nice crossword. And as Lunapic said, always nice to get an easier done. All right, well, thanks as always for watching and have a wonderful day.